Good morning, guys. My name is Rudo, and as you know, I'm a quit your day job to trade and invest in crypto full time. Investor and trader. I kind of got the idea of the sentence right. I still need to tweak it a little bit, but okay, you guys get the idea. So, today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. So let's quickly have a look at what was said last week. Last week, Bitcoin was pushing down, and we were looking at 97 for continuation with the high hopes. Come on, 100K, come on, 100K, and it just didn't happen for us. When we sold back down, I explained to you guys that, listen, there is an interest zone that we need to consider between 95 and 92, with the argument being that that is a typical weekly overlap zone for continuation. So we're going to be looking at that weekly candle. And then when we got there, we had our first little bit of a trader buy, which failed. And then the market went a bit lower. And I explained to you guys during the podcast that we need to consider that the market's going to want to try and tag this demand. Okay, which it did. So it played out quite nicely. Demand played. But then the risk is, as always, as I always say with these things, when you have good buy zones and they fail, they will in most cases turn into great sell zones, meaning we want to buy always when there's some really good support for continuation. And if that fails, that specific price point becomes a sticky thing. It's almost like a negotiation sore point. When price gets back there, people are almost bitter, and then the narrative sells. And then where this was like a great idea, 97, let's see if we can go higher. And now 97 becomes, I rather want to sell at 97. It doesn't seem like this is a fair price for BTC. Hence the fact that Bitcoin is rejecting, we're moving down a little bit lower. So let's have a look at the weekly. So I'm going to clean up all this with you guys. So we're going to start afresh because it's a new week. Okay. And then look at what Bitcoin could potentially give us. Okay. So I'm going to scale this to the weekly time frame real quick. I'll leave these. I can probably leave these lines as well. And I'm going to leave this on the chart. That's the last long-term leverage position I own. Okay. Meaning I've been buying BTC all around. And this is the last or the most expensive Bitcoin long-term leverage position that I have. Okay. Meaning I always need to consider, if this is going to go below that area, what should I do with that? Okay. And kind of where I want to go with the stream. So, okay. Now, when we looked at the weekly candle, we had an overlap, and the overlap now has built what? It's created a demand zone. Now, typical when you have these demand zones, I just want to show this to you guys. It is when you have these crazy wicks within the market. So let's go a little bit back to the past, and I want to mark them out for you so you can see what I mean by that. When you have these big breakouts, the market will sometimes need a little bit of time to digest the fact that it's moved so significantly. And that's these demand zones. So everything is bullish, 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 and then you create this weekly candle that just looks like, it doesn't want to work. And as the rule with any demand zone is 50%, the candle wick, that's typically your buy. Okay. Here you had another scenario where it created the demand zone. Okay. This is a little bit messier. Don't have a real nice meek, but there you had a bit of a consolidation as well. But the same rules will apply. You want to try and look for 50% of that wick. In this instance, it failed. Okay. Then you had another one created. Okay. Another picture perfect demand zone. Okay. So you take it, and how do you draw this? You take it from the top of the box. That's typically where your demand zone sits. And then what are you doing? You're using the wick, 50% of the wick. That's your buy. Okay. Stop below that. For continuation. Here you had a Darth Maul and things started changing, and we were bearish around that area. But these are all significant demand zones in the pursuit of going higher. So I'm saying to myself, we've built a long base now. Okay, long base. It's fair to assume that big pushes like these will have these demand zones, and then it will continue on a little bit further. Okay, so if that is the case, what will the market do? Now, whether the candle is blue or white is actually irrelevant for me in the sense because it's the wick that creates the relationship there. So I'm saying to you guys, consider the following. Bitcoin still goes to 94 within this demand. Within reason, it can go 93.1 and it's still within reason, 50% range. And then from that point onwards, you want to see going higher. So there's one thing that we need to consider. Clear line in the sand. We don't want to see price go below 90,500-ish. Okay, so you want to be bullish. You need to remain bullish, but you need to understand that Bitcoin could go there. And if it goes below that line, that changes the picture, and then we'll go back down. Okay, this means that when you're looking at your alts, and this is this afternoon stream, when we're going to be looking at the HODL alts, this shakeout or this test of these lows could potentially be giving you, on some coins that hasn't moved yet, the best entries for the next push up. Because what do we know when these demand zones happen? I'm going to use a measured move just to scale this for you guys. When you measure the line amount of gains you have, when you put the demand zone in there, the next time it goes, it will be the same amount of gains. Okay, you measure the amount of gains you had. Okay, when you create the demand zone, you put it there, same amount of gains. Okay, so this means, what do we have from this last demand zone that we have to where we are now? If you measure the amount of gains we had, okay, move that on, we're looking at a 120. That's a nice little push, a nice juicy push. This means that the alt's going to perform quite well. Okay, so if that makes sense, all this talking on a weekly candle, guess how much I'm going to say when we look at the 4 hour. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at the 4 hours. This means that everything that we're in here is a choppy zone, is a buy zone. Why? Because large players can't just buy that wick and be done with it. They need the market to do what? To go there consistently and fill their orders. So the argument is very simple. We want to see the demand hold, because that means that there's more orders waiting for the market there. But if it falls below this 91,500 thereabout, it means that this is just, the bus was empty in the sense that there's too many sell orders now. So the bus will basically now start moving down. And it's that stage where my last long position, my last long-term long leverage position, okay, is going to be in question. Then I'm going to say, okay, shit, I need to consider this. I need to think about this, okay? But until then, that's fine. So what do? We bet that the move is going to keep on going, and you want to try and trade with the momentum. So you're saying to yourself, okay, so what have we done? We have not made a higher high just yet, but if we stay above this area, so we stay within this demand zone when the market does move, okay, it means that we should still see a higher high. If we do this, go below that, we could potentially start setting up a trend, and we'll sweep these lows, go a little bit lower, and that changes the picture and the analysis. And that means then we have to relook at everything. Okay. Now, there's simpler ways to do this. Okay. And the simplest way is to go to your fib tools, okay, and go to your speed resistance fan. Okay, look at the last significant demand zone. It's simple. You look for a candle that from that point onwards, the market was rallying like crazy. Okay, you go to the highest point and you say to yourself, okay, we're still trending bullish until we lose that zone. Now, how's this fib set up? I'm just using the 38.2. Okay, so typical. Now, when will the next momentum kick in? If we break trend, it just may be showing it. That will be the 618. Okay. So then the market will do this. It will try and look for that. So now the timing is that as long as, even if we sweep this, we could potentially do this and then build a base and then start rallying. I mean, the way that the market can move, there's infinite probabilities, but that's your next point of attack if this happens. Okay. But for now, I just want to see that. Now, the trader in me is done saying, okay, if this is the case, if my analysis is pointing to lower areas, should I necessarily try and long Bitcoin at this moment? No. Rather try and look for the short, because you know that Bitcoin just needs to go test some critical support areas before it wants to move on. And there is your critical support area. I'm just going to mark it with that green line. Okay, so I want to try and see if the market moves there. And in that instance, in my waiting for that, I can just as well do what? Short. And that's where this entry comes in. Okay, so hypothetically, say you've got one Bitcoin long here, you short one Bitcoin there. Meaning by the time you're here, you have even more profit. And if you're wrong, this entry can get stopped out at break even. And this then will carry until I get to the next base where Bitcoin then goes. And then I will long that one in relation to that. Or probably we can do 1.3 BTCs to have the same exposure, because one Bitcoin here costs more than what it costs here. And then from that point onwards, I can run and keep this one. I don't want to take profit on a short in a bull market. I just want to use it as an excuse to ladder in more positions so that I can take profit when the weekly time frame tells me to do so. And at the moment, it's not telling me that. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense. You kind of have a good idea of the strategy, the idea behind everything, and the fact that, okay, Bitcoin is breaking trend on the 4-hour. Now, in short, all this, where's the buy zones, where's the sell zones? Okay, that's a tricky one. Very simple. I've made the Buddy indicator for you guys to take you through that. Before we look at that, let's quickly have a look at your investment trader yard. Yeah. I need to practice my entry line and then it will work. You can see I don't care about marketing, which is the worst thing because everything is a sale. Okay, let's quickly see. Let's see what Costa has to say. Soon Bitcoin will dump to 100K, not financial advice. I like that angle. Yeah, let's dump to 100K. That's a nice one. Let's see what else we have. Hello and good morning, guys. Tell me where you're tuning in from. There's about 200 people joining in live. Andres, Stanko, let me know where you're tuning in from. Kind of want to see where you guys are at. Moro Rune, Mr. Firestorm, and Altec codes as well. Okay, cool. Now, to talk about the buy zones, it's very simple. The Buddy went through another phase of its updates. We're now on Buddy number 5. So if you have the Buddy and you don't see a number 5 there, all you need to do is hover over it, okay? And then go to the 3 dotted lines more, and then you will see that if you're not on 5, here within these 2 rows, there will be a third row that says update the script. So how would it look? Let me go to the Discord real quick and I can show you that. I did a screenshot for the last guy. It will give you that third option, update the script, and then it will turn that 4 into a 5, and then you'll have the latest script code for the Buddy. Okay, now what does the Buddy do in number 5? It's now ready to give you the entries on the SO1s and the SO4s. So up till now, it was just giving you the tags. Now you can get in on those trades. So what did the Buddy do this morning at 3:30? If you were awake, it gave you the sell. Enter between the purple lines, okay? Enter between the purple lines, TP1, TP2, and we're about to hit TP3. It's as easy as that. Let's see. Alex, you here from UK. Hello, buddy. Nice to have you. I don't think the UK guys can actually trade on Prime XBT. Correct. Just let me know. Let's see. It's Lavinia in the house. Yes, Lavinia. Minus how many temperature? You guys in Europe are very cold. In South Africa, it's not nice and sunny. It's our summer. We get to have the sun. You get to get the cold today. Okay, so that's how nice the Buddy works. So it gave you the short. Yes, it's going to give you long entries in the way as well, because who knows the future? Nobody does. So the argument is you need to trade all the setups and understand that, yes, there's going to be times where you take a little bit of punishment. But if your risk management is in check, every time you take a trade, you risk $100. Every time you make profit, so the trade plays out, you'll have way more in your wallet. Let's do that. That's a 4 times what you had. So 100 turns to 400. Okay, you've TP'd along the way, so it's probably 250 to 300. And when you lose there, that's 100. So you're consistently going to keep on making money. As the rules always say, guys, you want to trade for a living, but you want to retire next week, you're never going to make money. Okay, it's a consistent, slow grind. Simple as that. I see Dean is from Croatia. Hello, Dean. And then, yeah, okay, so Firestorm. Do I have that? No, that is over and done. No more Prime bargains. If you want to join the group, you have to join the group the hard way. But what I do have very simple is if you trade with me using the Prime, the partnership link that I do have, you can head over to the Discord and you can do the following. You can say, listen, I've supported you by having a Prime account with your link. I am trading, so deposit your trading capital on trading, and then I'll give you access to the Buddy indicator for as long as you use Prime. It's as simple as that. Or alternatively, if you cannot access Prime, which is in some instances a frustrating thing for guys, okay, you can just buy it. You can just outright buy the indicator, okay? Or you can subscribe and join my Discord group if you want, and then you also get the indicators. It's as simple as that. Okay. That's that for today. This afternoon stream, we need to be looking at the Dixie, guys. The Dixie's got some significant information there. We finally in balance zone. Is this thing now going to dump? Meaning, are we going to get our bull market? Remember, when the Dixie dumps, Bitcoin does exceptionally well. Okay, or we're going to push a little bit higher, which means Bitcoin's going to chop sideways. I want to dissect that with you guys. I've got a few things that I want to talk, and then obviously the larger time frame analysis. This thing we need to discuss this, and there's a few other charts, and then the last part of what I want to talk to you guys is the next alts, because I feel like there's a couple of these coins that, you know, look at Filecoin now. It's from my buyer now. It's gone up considerably. There's still 9,000% waiting for me there. And there's a couple of these coins that I want to highlight with you guys. And that's it. So there you have it. Also another Slovenia. Okay, Stanko, very nice. It says take along for our currently. Yes, let's see what the buddy's telling you to do. Okay, so on the 50-minute, it says wait for your TP, which is almost basically hit. On the 4-hour time frame, it is no, it's not saying take along. What did it do? It create hidden bullish divergence. It went close to the TP, so this move is over. So it's not taking a long on the 4-hour. The time to take the long was there after it. Okay, now the way that the buddy works is, and let me just take away the noise. Maybe let's do this. I'm just going to try and keep the candles clean for you so you can just not lose sight of the colors. Okay, this is the buddy saying going along. Okay, 4-hour time frame, and it tells you that you can go in, you can enter within that box within this time frame. But if we go to our objective within that time frame, the move is over, and that is nearest. It makes no difference as close to the objective. It's always been the case. Even if you look at an S2, if we have an S2 entry, which was there, it said go short. By the time it goes to the objective, if it goes back there, you don't enter just because it was there. It's over. The move was there. It didn't take you with. Okay. There you had a hidden bearish. You had an S4 as well to add to the position. And that one also, you know, went to TP, just hovered around that area. When it goes back in that area, you need to say that's it. Now, that's why you can filter between the buddies. You can filter between the various strategies. And it is very simple in that sense. So not Strat 5, sorry. Strat 5 is under construction. Strat 4, okay? You can filter between the stuff. So, okay, there it is. It's trying to get there. By the time that it's there, it's over. So this is a failed trade, okay? And this is a fake trade, meaning that the move is already there. You should have already been in there, okay? Now, hidden bullish divergence is a tricky thing because we went long here. The momentum is there. That's what you want to see, continuation. And if it fails, it tells you change the picture. Okay. Before that, all your hidden bullish divergences would have printed you money, made money, made money, made money. It's going to last, and the trend's going to stay there until the trend isn't there. And now this was the last ditch attempt to try and get it there. And smaller time frame, we're going to start building up various positions to try and get there. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Oof, Ruthless is like getting dropped by a girlfriend. Okay, it's over. Okay, right. Let's see what else we have got. Closed out of gate 2. Best on fund in the UK is Kraken. Yeah, Kraken is currently, I think, good for the UK. I'll look to see if I can look. I try to not turn this into a peddling. You know, I've always traded on Prime. If I use it, I move it. But I'll try and get a partnership for you guys in the UK and in the US. Something like that, so that you can also, you know, don't have to feel like you're missing out on it. Okay, that's everything. So I'll see you guys this afternoon. So we're going to be taking this a little bit further. Let's bring back the 15-minute. And the last little thing is when we look at the altcoins, and this is where the buddy becomes very powerful. If you go to the altcoins, you can have a screen like this, and you can basically let the buddy do the scanning for you. You can see there was momentum plays. And if you're looking at the alts and everything looks a little chaotic and crazy, it tells you that the market's trying to shift trend, which Bitcoin is doing on the 4 hours. So then you kind of want to wait until all the signals just lines up. You know, there's a little bit of a flair to trading that you can't be taught. Okay, wait for this and then let the market just play itself out. S2s, S3s, S3s, all bearish signals. S3s, S2, all bearish signals. Rather trade the bearish one. Simple as that. There, I think I switched off all the strats. Yes, let's just put that back on. There you have it. Oops. S3s. So it's showing you all bearish tags. It's telling you, hey, be bearish today. It's simple as that. Let's end off with this 20 minutes. In the bull market, spot traders make money. Okay, but in a bear market, only leverage traders make money. So it's a skill worth learning. You have a lovely day, guys. See you this afternoon. Chat later. Bye bye.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.